Hello, Richard from budgetkeyboardist.com. I've had my Yamaha MX88 for about a year now, I think. I've done gigs with it, I've recorded with it, and I've settled into a handful of my favorite patches. So I thought in this video I'd just kind of pick 10 of them, because 10's a good number, and play them in the video and talk about them and why I like them so much. With all the great synth software that we have on our computers, including the stuff that comes with Logic Pro, you might wonder whether it's worth the money to buy like a hardware keyboard. In my opinion, yes it is. You know, to me, the patches in this thing are a big reason why. None of these sounds are new, these are all from the old Motif series, but I don't care when a sound was created, I just care if I like it. Before we get to the sounds, I also want to mention the action and the touch of the MX88 keyboard, right? So I'm one of those guys who actually needs more than 61 keys, unfortunately, because I come from the world of piano. And so there's three things I like about the MX88 key bed. It feels close to a real piano. It's got 88 keys like a real piano, right? And the upper keys have a lighter feel, lighter response than the lower keys, like a real piano. If you don't need those things, the MX61 has the same sounds and it's a heck of a lot cheaper and smaller. But anyway, okay. So let's get to the sounds. You might find these a little boring. I don't know. I'm mostly like used pianos. But anyway, as of August 10th, here are my 10 favorite sounds. AP06 C Grand Piano. Okay, so the biggest difference between the AP01 Concert Grand and AP06 is that the 01 is more touch sensitive. So it's better, it's more expressive, but I don't play a ton of really expressive stuff. I'm a rock player. So the 06 it's just a little easier to play louder. I prefer this piano to almost all the ones inside of my laptop. I do like the Steinway Grand Piano in Logic. For some things, it's a little brighter, but to my ears, this piano patch AP06 is a little more realistic. AP12 piano back. This is a different piano than the 06, and it's also got a nice layer of strings, and it's at just the right volume. I really like it because it's a really full sound. AP25, which is the CP 2007. I grew up a massive fan of Gabriel and Genesis. I'm also a big fan of Keen, so I love the CP80. And the CP 2007 is way better than any of the other ones I've got. It's way better than the Waves electric piano, which is modeled out of a semi-badly out-of-tune CP80. It's better than the one that's contained in Logic Pro. One time in college, we went into a studio, and they had a CP80, and I was all excited about playing it till I heard the low end. And it was horribly out of tune, and I refused to use it. So anyway, the tuning on this thing is amazing. KB003, early 70s. So to me, the Fender Rhodes has three great sounds, like a mellow sound, a bell-like tone, and a hard kind of honk sound that's really funky. So I've chosen three Rhodes patches that can kind of do those things. Or did I choose two? No, I chose three. Anyway, one is mellow, one is kind of bell-like, and one is funky. The KB03 is a good combination of mellow and funky, but I really use it mostly for like mellow tunes. Okay, KB007, hard vintage. Right, so this is funkier than the 03, and that's why I use this patch when I want to get it, like a little bit of an attitude. I like the 07. KB14 Contempo. So this patch has like a nice bell-like attack, and there are other Rhodes that have a bell-like attacks, but some of them were a little bit too bell-like and a little too DX7-y. So out of the collection in here, I like that Rhode the best when I want the bell tones. Okay, this one is weird. KB63 RMI. Right, so remember when I said I love Genesis? Before the CP80, Tony Banks played an RMI electronic piano. And you can hear it on The Lamb, you can hear it on Trick of the Tail, you can hear it on Wind and Wuthering, I think. It's a really neat sound, and I love the nostalgia, so I'm definitely going to try to work it into some future song. I've been playing it a real lot. GTR 19, big 12 strings. I am a guitar player, obviously, and there are no guitars in this keyboard that sound as good as the real thing. But that said, I do enjoy Guitar 19 patch, which is kind of like a 12 string for playing parts that are like easier to play on a keyboard than on a guitar. It's kind of neat. STR-023 large section. Okay, there are tons of great string sounds that sound big, but what I really like about string 23 is how good it sounds when you play it soft and then when you play it really loudly. It just sounds huge, so it's got a great dynamic range. And it sounds like playing soft and playing loud. I love it. STR-62, phase strings. All right, this is obviously an ARP string ensemble with a phase 90 phase pedal on it, and I think it sounds glorious. It's very, very retro, sticks come sail away, that kind of thing. And if I'm being honest, it actually sounds way thicker and better than the real thing did. But, I love it. Okay, so those were my 10 favorite patches. What are your favorite patches? What am I missing? Like, what have I neglected? Well, a ton, because there's 1,000 patches in here. I don't mean to imply I only play those patches. I had to pick 10, I picked those 10. Ask me again in 2 months, I'll probably pick 10 different ones, But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time.